Welcome back to Tallin, Estonia. Enjoying the old town square here in Tallinn as we're here for the World Junior Curling Championships 2015 in the Tundra Ice Hall. Ready for the women's draw number 5. It's Scotland facing off against Russia. Scotland at 4 wins, 0 losses, Russia at 1 and 3. My name is Sander Vog. I'm joined by the lovely Alison Kraviazik, and we're going to take a look at the standings.
So, if you look here, we've got Canada and Scotland alone at the top at 4-0. In second place, we've got Switzerland at 3-1. And then at third place, we've got England and Korea, and as well with Sweden. And then at the bottom, we've got Estonia, Russia, and the US at 1 and 3, and the Czech Republic at 0 and 4. So, with their matchup today with Russia and Scotland, Russia looking for some wins. And for the Scottish team, at lead, we've got Rachel Hannon. At second, we've got Rowena Kerr. Third, Naomi Brown. At skip, Gina Aiken. The alternate being Karina Aiken, and the coach is David Aiken.
Also taking a look at the lineup for Russia. A bit of an interesting setup for the Russians, for Evgenia Demkina as lead and skip. At second, Ekaterina Kuzmina. Third is Maria Baksheva. And at fourth, Uliana Vasilyeva. Alternate is Anastasia Moskaleva. And I think we're ready to go here. Just the teams having a few practice slides. Scotland playing the red stones today, Russia the yellow. Russia will have the last stone advantage. I think Gina Aiken pulled up short on her attempt. We're playing 2 draws for the game, kind of new of the year. Used to only play the 1 draw per team. Usually the skip would do that. Now you play an out turn and an in turn, and all team members needs to play 2 in turns and 2 out turns minimum over the course of the week, making it a little tougher and a little more interesting to follow.
Nice new system. Gives the teams a chance to even up the ice before the game starts. Sometimes you'll tend to see in the last stone draw that both teams throwing the same side. So once game time starts, the other side of the sheet is just not what anyone's expecting because no one's thrown out there.
Rachel Hannon will be kicking off the first end here. I think we're looking for a guard. See Gina Aiken just moving to the top of the house. Just hoping this one will pull up before the 12 foot. Nice to see some aggressive calls early on. Finds a nice spot.
Yes. Normally in the first end, you'll see a lot of teams just throw it open. So got a center guard for the first one. So I think we'll see a few more rocks in play than we've seen in the past.
Evgenia Demkina, lead for Russia. Trying to come around the Scottish guard. Nice to, I think Scotland had 4 wins, feeling confident, wanting to put some stones in play, putting some pressure on their opponent.
Scotland being 4-0, so girls have had a good week so far.
Partially open, the yellow, but
Can you see enough?
oh, changing the call. First initial call was playing the freeze, but they're going to come after this yellow with hack weight.
A little bit fresh of a spot, so thrower should keep in mind that maybe you need to throw a little bit extra weight here.
Yeah, coming inside the draw path. Tends to be a little more pebble. This one looking pretty good though from Rachel Hannon. Checks to the wing.
Very nice.
2 nice shots from Rachel to start off this game. I'll be looking to build on that.
Ничего. Ролл на край. Си. О. Да. Катя, ролл. Да.
She will also check to the wing. Further out.
Молодец. Там уже тоже. То, что мы говорили.
Perhaps Gina Aiken looking for a roll back towards the centre line from Rowena Kerr, left-handed player, so this will be her out turn. Tends to run a bit straighter.
I believe she's the only left-handed player for the women's side, is she not?
You're asking difficult questions, Alison. But I do believe you're right.
Yeah, need a bit less. Можно с 8, да.
Plenty of good curling players that play with the left hand, though.
Absolutely.
I'm thinking Mark Kennedy right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Richard Hart.
Oscar Eriksson.
Yes.
So at second, we've got Ekaterina, 19-year-old from Moscow, Russia.
8 за. Ничего. 8 за. 12 за. Ничего. 12 за. Backline.
Running a bit hot here. I'm not sure if this is going to stick around. Some sweeping action from Gina Aiken brings it through. And it's a bit of a freebie draw now for Scotland to come around their centre guard.
Of course, Gina being able to sweep once it hits the tee line there.
Nice looking draw. Just nibbles the forefoot, fully buried.
Можно попробовать бэклайном его. Бэклайном можно. Да, давай привезем. Бэклайн.
It's easy to follow. Backline weight.
Если что, гарды разведем.
Just looking to tap the red one out in the open, not necessarily through the house, but just to move it out of the forefoot and open up the scoring area.
Of course, with Russia having hammer in this end, tolerance here would be to tick the guard. And with the down weight, she'd be able to tick and roll into the rings, which would not be a bad alternative.
A lot of weight came off this tap.
And there you go.
Sweeper's not really observant. It, started to come down at the end. Didn't really hear any weight calls. But an okay result. You'll probably see Scotland putting up the centre guard again, though. Could have seen them hit the yellow if it rolled into the house, but it has not. Naomi Brown. Third and away skip for Scotland. Looking for this one to finish. And that's a nice shot.
Yeah, definitely not leaving a hole there. So they're trying to bring it as close as they can to make sure that there was no hole on our screen on the right-hand side.
So not playing the run back, but just a hit and roll off the tight centre guard, thinking that they might roll the shooter into the house. Maria Vaksheva. Will probably curl a bit too much for the roll. Well, gets a little roll, but doesn't quite roll into the rings. It seems like they're catching a bit curl along the centre line. Maybe a bit of fresh pebbles still.
Yeah, absolutely. Still first end, you're going to get a lot of new spots.
So important for the sweepers and skip alike to follow where stones are.
Have already run down.
Yep.
Yep. It's good to have a mental image of all the spots that you've thrown so far, so that you can verify whether or not it's going to come down as much as it will. And she will leave a hole there. So Russia is looking to get through that port and make a little bit of a flop over to the side there.
Well, they're going to sit in the hole themselves, so same shot available for Scotland. Gina Aiken trying to flop in behind the guard. Gina Aiken, skip of Scotland, her first rock of the first end. And does get a roll. Very
Great
nice shot.
Really nice shot. Great weight control. Making sure you've got enough speed to get through that port, but also so that it's not going to break too hard on you.
Juliana Vasilya trying to follow this rock from Gina Aiken. That's a nice looking shot.
Around the best that she could have done there.
Yeah,
It's a good shot.
gets rid of the red, so if Gina can't make this roll in behind cover, she might be able to blank the end, which is probably the best they can do, considering there's no red stones in the house. Sorry, yellows.
Yes.
Except for the one Gina Aiken's about to remove.
It might be, you can kind of see them looking at that top yellow.
Split?
Perhaps, yeah.
So, extra important for Gina to stick around here. You want the roll, but can't go too hard for it.
She can roll quite a long way, though. She's got lots to bury behind.
And pretty decent roll, but I think it pops out in the hole. I think they're looking to come through the port once more. Not quite sure if they can. If they play it across the nose on the in turn, you might be able to blank it.
Yeah, definitely.
Seems like an easier shot.
Yeah,
Perhaps.
to me too, but maybe from the hack she'll agree. There we go.
There we go. Changing it up.
Your opinion tends to change sometimes once you get to the hack. see it from a different perspective.
Я думаю, нормально будет.
And they've seen this curl before, so I like throwing this turn anyway.
Whoa, whoa,
Last stone on the first end, looking for the blank perhaps.
Whoa, ничего.
At least want to make contact with the red here.
Nice one.
And there we go, perfect shot.
Great shot.
Some big weight too.
Ну это 5, да, где-то было?
It's a nice weapon to have,
0, 0.
Yeah.
throwing those up weights if you
Yep.
need them. So blank end after the first. We had some stones in play though.
Что вы хотели сделать со стороны дальнего гарда? Когда
Sometimes even the most interesting ends turns to blanks.
Wasn't an easy blank though.
Nope.
Да. Да, и в дом привести.
I've seen easier blank attempts missed before.
Ребята.
If we take a look around the arena today in the Tundra by Ice Hall, we'll see USA facing off against the Czech Republic on Sheet Alpha. They also blanked the first end, so no score over there. Just next to us, we have Canada playing England on Sheet Bravo. They also blanked the first. Now Korea is playing Sweden. The umpire just putting the score up on the board. It's a deuce for the Koreans, leading the game 2 shots to nothing after one end. And the last game to mention is still on their first end. It's Estonia playing Switzerland.
Это 25,
Down to
давай в 6 футов.
the last 2 rocks in the end. We'll get back to you with the score. But so far looking like a blank as well.
Пошире встань. Я так в остановку ставила. Плюс. Нет. Катя, Катя, линий много. Линий много, Катя. Начало дома. Начало дома, девочки. До 4 нельзя, только начало дома.
So with another center line guard put up,
Давай, 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 вали, 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 вали его. Да. Кусить только и дом и все.
and she'll just get a biter. Yikes. Big miss for the Scottish girls there.
Да, лучше пониже, просто тут если
Knocking
что-то-
her own corner or her own center line guard to 2 corners. Helping out the Russian girls here who do have hammer here in the second end.
Хорошо.
Timkin with the end turn.
Подождем. Линий много. Линий много, наконец. Катя, пошел валить. Можно подождать, нет? Давай тогда, да. Давай, девочки, давай. Давай, дом обязательно. Ладно, нормально. Спасибо.
Come up a bit short again.
Долго ждешь, мне кажется.
It's a useful stone, but
Да, ну, ты настаивай просто.
didn't even make it to the rings. But they can tap it up there. So still with the corner guard in play. It's not looking too bad for Russia. Scotland still kind of on the back foot with how the stones are placed.
Okay.
Uh, rolling out. It's going to leave Russia perhaps the tap up or just maybe the draw straight around their own yellow.
Можно попробовать развести. Если что,
Thinking about the split. think you just maybe play the top up here, and if you end up splitting the yellows, that's not too bad.
Yeah. Same thing goes for if you were trying the come around too. Came a bit tight, you could also end up splitting them too. So I think they've got a few options. It does seem to be moving quite nicely going to this side today, so they should be able to get a good one wrapped around here.
Looks like they are just throwing around it. Just going to rub off.
I think maybe they should have left that a little bit if it was coming that close. Maybe try and get both of them, and could try and rub that, the one that was tight to the rings, maybe just punch it in behind that other corner guard. But
well, saying that, they were fairly close to making it.
yes, yes. It's always frustrating when you get an in-between shot.
Yep. Over curls on this one. Rowena Kerr, but nice plan B. Takes off the top yellow, rolls into the rings. You might see, I was hoping maybe Russia could have maybe played a freeze on the red, but sticking to maybe the simpler shots and playing the takeout.
Yep. I think we're still learning the ice, and this way they might get a simple deuce out of it.
Running a bit higher a risk though, rolling out on these type of shots and drawing. But you're right, early in the end you might not be too confident in the draw weight, or even the line for that matter. Nice shot. Still a good number of stones left though, so Scotland's going to try and hit this yellow here and try and roll them, group the yellows, maybe get a double later on. I think I would be tempted to maybe play the hit on the wing instead. If you ever roll out here, and as they do, you're just leaving Russia a chance to really split the rings now.
Yeah.
If you hit the wing and didn't make it, you're still leaving a stone fairly close to the center line, at least to making leaving it a little more difficult for Russia to get enough separation. Now it's now they're just getting the maximum separation. Feels more natural making the hit and roll off the highest window.
Yeah. Because like you said, she could have rolled anywhere to the right there. Try and get the other two rocks a little bit closer together.
Dude.
Great weight.
Yeah, just perfectly level. And now Gina may be thinking, well, it's a long roll to make. And we only got three rocks left, so maybe just roll in behind the corner guard instead here. I think that's the call. We saw Rowena Kerr's stone move a lot down this line. I guess it'll roll nicely played.
Nice shot. Not sure how much you can see in the hack, but doesn't look like an awful lot. So the girls are looking to just tap that one back to try and sit two. Since you can't see too much of it, just throw about a, back four weight? Just try and tap it back a bit. little bit of a missed sweep there. Just held the line out a little bit too much than they were hoping for.
Yeah. Just go the other hand because it's easier to control than the other one. So roll across to Rachel's side.
Great shot.
Если что, просто 0. Да, на 0. На 0. Мне кажется, нормально все-таки. Нам надо ролл сыграть. Вот прям под красненький, если получится. Ой, ты так сколько много. Да. Воу, воу, воу. Воу. Нет, нет, нет. Воу. Нет, пока клир. Пока ничего.
So, Vasilyeva rolls out.
Я не знаю.
Gina Aiken thinking to remove the last Russian rock in the house. Lie 3, put some pressure on Russia to make the draw. I'd be tempted to maybe roll a couple of feet towards the center line, just to maybe make her question if she wants to play the open hit or the draw and make the draw a little more difficult.
Yep.
Maybe just nibble the forfeit. At least full 8. I think she'll be happy just to get rid of the yellow and force Russia to 1. Most important thing. No roll, so Vasilyeva has a draw to the 8th for 1 as we take a look at some of the Scottish fans up here, just in behind the sheet.
Scottish fans in the stands.
Я здесь постановку ставила с 8 футов.
If you're with us, clap your hands. That's how the chant goes.
Yeah.
На 90. 90
Heard that one a few
чуть-чуть
times.
добавлю. Не, потом слабо было как-то очень. На 0 делаем.
Last stone of the second end.
Надо.
Bit of pressure on her so far.
It's the same path as she threw for the draw practice, so should be able to have a good idea for it, and it looks like she does. Great shot. So Russia will take 1 here in the second end.
Mission accomplished for Scotland.
Давайте. Ну, в четно взяли, нормально.
Force Russia to 1, they get hammer now.
Да,
And they'll try and score their 2.
Или может 4 фута, я думаю, они боковой гард будут ставить, если честно. Они гард. Да, вот, давайте ставь 4 фута. Да, 4. Ошибка в гард. Плюс. 4 до. 4, 8 нельзя. 4.
Садиться.
4. Да, девочки, 4 надо. Куда идет? Куда идет?
4 means 4, so I'm guessing forfeit.
Yeah, we should start thinking about what they're trying to say.
I'm trying to translate a little bit. You know, it's a difficult language, you know.
Yeah.
I'm Scottish.
Scottish.
3, 2, 3. Right side. 2, 2, 3. Line's really good. Up close, go on high. Bring it closer, go on high. Right up, go, go, go. That's good, Rachel. That's good there.
Corner guard goes up.
Внимательно вес.
26.
Вращение
26.
жестче, вращение жестче, аккуратно.
Маша, повалить надо, повалить. Повалить надо, девочки.
They're going to look to throw
Шесть
a
надо, шесть. Давай,
center
давай,
line
давай,
guard
давай.
tight to the rings.
6. И да, полной остановки. Да. Давай. Молодец.
Спасибо.
Leaving it short of the rings so that the girls aren't able to play a hit on it. With the 4-rock rule, they aren't allowed to take any guards out of play. But if it were in the rings, they would have been able to throw perhaps a hit and roll off of it.
Does show a little bit of the stone in the house though, and perhaps the wrong side,
Yeah.
because Scotland can make that hit and try and roll towards the corner guard.
This looks close. Ooh, just sneaks it by.
Does it
Rolls out into the open.
And we'll see Russia try and roll back. In behind cover.
Колодкой. Либерто.
Давай колодка.
Колодкой. С той стороны. Колодка.
Not great numbers after 2 ends from Ekaterina Kuzmina, but still 8 ends to go, so I'm sure those numbers will pick up.
No, and for 2 ends, 1 miss really brings down your numbers. So
Yeah, 25% per miss.
yeah, it'll get higher as the game goes on.
Yeah, had a bit of a rocky first end, but made a couple in the second. And that's a really nice roll she made just now, so that will pop up her stats. Rowena Kerr at 75. Hanging out there.
Starts to move once it grabs the center line, but it'll grab it just a bit too late, unfortunately.
You know,
So
that's Rowena Kerr's out turn. Being a lefty, might
Yep.
run a bit straighter than the other girls' in turn.
yeah,
Да.
but hitting the guard there would have been
4-10.
the plan B. So big chance for Russia now to put another one in here. Put a lot of pressure on Scotland.
Вот, только вес.
5,
Ничего.
4,
Только вес.
4,
Ничего.
4,
Линия отличная, сам валит.
4.
Oh, they're just going to throw one short.
Сам.
Double guard it.
Сам.
Over curls away a bit, but
Still no hole.
no.
But they are staggered, so if she chose to throw a double peel, it would definitely be there. But it looks like she's just going to throw the single here.
Wonder if the run back was called, not quite sure.
Oh yeah, down weight, so.
Yes! High! 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 Go, go, go!
Well, stuffs it, and that's not really too great because he hasn't really opened things up too much and still leaves the yellow in the house.
Yeah, still rolls behind cover, so
Да нет, больше точно нельзя.
not too much progress off of that shot.
Leaves a red one though to run in and has opened it up a wee bit, but I think Bakshiva here is going to try and just fill the gap. Tight guard is called.
So it's quite hot.
I might just bring it into the rings instead.
Нет, 8. 4.
Could bring it around their own yellow. That works out, I think. But we'll allow Scotland to come through the same part. But no, they're not going to play around. They're going to peel the long yellow centre guard. Gotta make sure. Yeah. That's fine, but Russia's gonna put up the centre guard again. Maybe hoping that Russia might overcurl the guard and they might get access. If not, Gina might just have to be playing that run back on the red. And she has a few places to hit. Those two yellows being grouped.
Is there a hole, Sander?
I don't think there's a hole this time.
I don't think so either.
We kind of cursed Kyle Curse the other day. Play the run back through a very snug part, which we kind of called before the shot was made, and felt a bit guilty about it.
Apologizing after the game.
They won the game though, so they were happy enough.
Yeah. No harm done.
So they're quite curling enough on them, Russia. And for sure, Scotland could come through the port here to the shot rock. A little bit of a wobble from Naomi Brown. Well, that's going to work out pretty nicely, actually. Sitting shot now in the back of the 8, behind the yellow. Not 100% sure how Russia gets to that red now.
Yeah, their yellow at the top 8 really blocks it off. And then with the other guard halfway.
Вот так, через дальний гард.
It's not even a drawdown to it because you've blocked off the outturn path.
Ну давай попробуем привести. Протолкнуть его.
Yeah, the guard's not even a problem. It's that Yellowstone at the top.
Yeah.
You might just see a hair of the red.
Вот так вот или вот так.
You probably could come down with a hack weight and try and nudge it out, but that's a very difficult shot.
Я думаю, что лучше туда.
The other call is to maybe play the intern drawer on the center guard.
Хуже. Ты можешь, если что, вот так оставить.
Just ignore the red.
Туда не завести, ты понимаешь, дальний гард. Он не
Seems like
завалит
they've
так.
called a freeze here though. On the reds, that seemed pretty difficult. You gotta squeak past that center guard and then not wreck on the top yellow in the house. But
I guess worst comes to worst, if they did throw it to hit that yellow, they had enough weight to split it.
Yeah.
Perhaps roll their shooter behind cover and knock that other yellow in the open, leaving a short run maybe to hit that back red later.
Well, I wonder if they're actually playing a tap up on the center guard here, actually.
Okay.
But over curling it.
It's a little tricky when the language is different than ours. Sometimes you have to kind of take a guess.
Yeah, I was just looking at the broom mark, and she was
Yeah.
pointing at the freeze and then lining up ice for the freeze.
Yeah.
And really looked
It was
like
a
the
little
freeze.
deceiving.
Maybe they changed the call up, for all I know.
Yep.
Being a bit wide on the rush.
Swing's definitely there more than this side.
Realizing they would never be able to curl across it. Changing up the call.
Yeah, that's good. Has to be buried right.
Scotland still line shot. Want to get this
I know we leave her the same shot,
covered.
but that's harder for me to do. This is easier and it's a lot safer as well.
You don't want to bring this one too deep. You don't want to set up a double.
No.
Maybe just keep it as high as you can. So just full 8.
Maybe nibble the forefoot,
Yep.
but
Red
We're red.
Yes. You
Russian
are.
team also notifying them that they were about to throw the wrong color.
Red up there.
Yeah. Gets all confusing. Yeah.
Yeah, we
We
saw
played-
that yesterday. Canada versus Sweden.
I
Bit
was,
of a rock slip up.
I was
but
making
no
some
harm.
mistakes
No
myself.
harm done.
Kind of play with both red and yellow so many times throughout the week.
Well then. Rachel, all yours.
Throwing the red now though.
Swing.
Sweepers
Needs to swing, needs to swing.
backing a little bit off it.
Needs to swing.
Gotta make
Really
sure not
needs
to
to
put
curl.
it in a
Rachel, if you can swing it.
spot for a double.
Hard.
Make me bring this one level. Well, I'm not sure if that's a great spot.
Not sure how much you can see of it.
Это больше полкамня, я думаю. Маш, смотри.
Yeah, it might be buried. Well, I'd say
Got
she,
about half.
she sees more than she needs to hit for the double, I think.
Если что, просто ролл.
Да.
На 8.
На 7.
Maybe just going for the roll,
Может поменьше?
and they'll keep the double in mind.
Там
So maybe for once tolerance is to catch this one all thin.
Там нормально свалит?
Осевая, капризная, может резко клюнуть.
So important to throw
Да нет, свалит, наверное.
the right weight here. You don't want to have to throw too much weight, so you can actually roll over the top of the red. Just enough that you roll to the freeze, and if you catch all thin, you get the double. A lot of weight coming down here though.
Yeah.
Maybe the double. There we go.
Yep.
That was always the option, although I think they were calling the roll.
Я сказала все-таки.
Feels a little lucky with it.
Girls will be happy with that.
Наконец-то получилось хоть что-то. Ты видел, куда я стартанула?
I kind of hear the skip yell double on while the stone was coming down the ice. I'm just notifying that they were changing up the call, perhaps.
Well, it was quite a bit of weight if they were just trying to hit and roll.
Yeah. I can't say for sure. It's
Nope.
just how I read the situation.
This is how we interpret it.
So Russia drew against 3 in the second end. Now Gina Aiken doing the same in the third, drawing against 3 yellow Russian counters.
Where? Mine's nice.
Going to navigate through
It's just yours.
pretty big port, but
Clean.
needs
Looks good. Looks
almost bite of the forfeit for the one.
good. Good.
Sweeper's just dusting it in.
No
and it'll be
problem.
good for one.
Tied score after 3 ends, 1 each. Felt like we've seen this happen a lot of times. Skips drawing against 3 or 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
Never a position you want to be in, but
Yeah, I wasn't sure if we were.
it's good to be prepared for it.
Most of the times we've seen the skips make the draws.
Yep.
A good sign of the ice being consistent and easy to read.
Yep.
And fairly quick. You can drag it quite the distance with the sweepers. We've been getting splits around 4 and 4.1 for backline to hog, around 15 seconds hog line to hog line.
Yep.
For the ones that know what that means, it just means that the ice is fairly slick, fairly quick, very keen.
But not slippery anymore, as we're told.
No, it was a little slippery for that first draw earlier in the week. I had a few, sweepers actually falling over.
But we haven't seen any in a while, and the conditions look very good. So the ice makers managed to fix that quite quickly.
Well, the sweeper seems to be able to keep off the barrier and not trip on the black foam, which is something us in the commentator booth have done plenty of times. Are we just that clumsy?
I like to think that it's never my fault.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. The board came out of nowhere.
6-5-6. Девочки, повалить надо его. Повалить. Да, повалить надо. Очень-очень по центру идет.
So Russia having hammer here in the fourth end,
Давай, валим до
which
конца.
is a great opportunity for them to try and score their deuce.
Давай.
Hammer in even ends.
Вы сговорились?
So with that red center guard being a little bit off the center line and fairly far from the house, Russia thinking, well, if you want to draw around that red, we'll be happy for you to do so. We're going to throw a corner guard in meanwhile, thinking Russia could probably come after this draw from Rachel Hannon. With the guard not being in the very best of spots. They've had a good season, the Scottish girls. Made a final
Really good, Rachel. Good, Rachel.
at the Live Channel Cup in Härnösand, losing out to Swedish Greta Aurel.
Он очень дальний стоит. Давай.
But also, of course, winning the Scottish Championship, which is
Если
an
что,
achievement
гард
in
разведём.
itself. A lot of good young curlers in Scotland. It's hard to make it through to the Worlds.
Yes.
Да.
It's another country that's
О,
rich in curlers.
да.
And tradition.
Да.
Yes.
О, ничего.
Curling dating back to the early 1500s in Scotland.
It's advanced quite a bit since then, though, I think.
Yes. These Scottish girls also made it to the semi-final of the Women's Championship, losing out to Hannah Fleming, I believe.
Yeah.
And then Hannah Fleming played Eve Muirhead in the final and lost. Eve going to Sapporo, Japan.
What an incredible place that would be to go to as well.
Nice. 5 seconds.
Curling brings you to all areas of the world.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to go to Karyuzawa a second time in November for the Pacific Asia Curling Championships, and you know, it's nice to come to all these new different places and they're all playing curling. You have something in common.
Okay.
A great new facility in Karyuzawa, by the way.
Yeah. We're pretty lucky.
And for this week, we've been brought to Tallin, Estonia. It's a really lovely city.
Myself and Sander
Восемь.
attempted to go sightseeing today, but it was raining a bit, and me being a lady, maybe not enjoying the rain as much as the next person, we opted to sit in and have a coffee instead, which was still very lovely. I think I see sun in the forecast tomorrow. Tomorrow's a new day.
Yeah.
So a Draw pulling up short here for Russia. Scotland having a chance to put another red in behind double center guards now. Putting some pressure on the Russian team. Still not seeing great hammer efficiency. Although early in the end. And now a bit of a stumble from Rowena Kerr. Great chance to come around there, but they're not going to take advantage.
95.
Russia will have a second chance. Speaking of hammer efficiency, Canada is topping that stat after 4 draws, scoring 2 or more in half the ends have played with the last on advantage, which is pretty good.
Pretty impressive.
Scotland not far behind at about 42% of the time. They're scoring 2 or more with hammer. Also Switzerland at 40%. But Russia way down in 12.5%.
Wow.
So they're having trouble scoring multiple points when they have last stone.
Up short again.
What was that? Yeah. Take that side slower.
Scotland, also the team in the women's competition that has stolen most ends so far this week. They've stolen 11 times. Which is way more than the other teams on the list. So Scotland so far being pretty efficient with last stone, but also stealing a whole lot. It's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
That's what you want.
Yep.
Steal a bunch of points and score 2 when you have hammer.
Math adds up in your favor. So
no wonder they had 4 wins so far. Through the port, not quite.
Naomi was getting some confirmation at the hog line there from her sweepers. She thought maybe the side was a bit slower, but the sweepers letting her know that they thought it was around the same. Just a bit of a slow throw.
Yep.
It's good with the honest feedback. Getting everyone on the same page.
Oh, right off it. Oh, let's go back. Rachel, yep. Hard. Gotta go. It's gotta be here. Gotta be here. Whoa. Okay.
That stops way short.
Just a lot wider.
Wider of a line. Maybe just grabbing some fresh spots there, perhaps, because she thought it was a bit more than her last out of her hand.
Ну, тогда подушка останется. Она будет вести, отрежет этот камень нам, точно. Если мы оттолкаем, он остается, и она берет и нам отрезает.
Если мы оттолкаем так.
Sweepers didn't disagree with her either, leaving it out of her hand and getting on it around 3/4 of the way down. So.
Либо вести сюда.
Но он вообще, по идее, должен прийти.
Мне кажется, это больше нравится.
Но она точно так же привезет.
Sure are a lot of guards up there.
Она и может привести. У нас два варианта. Либо вести сюда надо, ближе, либо сюда.
I think the outturn seems a bit easier. We might even have
Если
some
что,
backing on the red.
ошибка
I think
сюда
so
может
too.
быть. Да, там
Might not want to
сильнее нельзя никак.
come all that
В
deep
крайнем
though.
случае начало оставим. Он, наверное, не дойдет.
So I'm not sure if they're looking to place the stop 12 or if that's just a tolerance on the shot.
I would think that would just be a tolerance
Восемь,
to be a bit light.
Yep.
They'll probably want to get this
Вот, вверх! Нет,
top
нет,
top
давай!
house, but
Надо вверх! Нет! Надо! Давай, 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 давай! Вип! Держать! Держать, 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 держать!
This is
Да,
a
да, 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 да,
nice
да,
looking
да,
shot
да,
if
да,
they
да,
can
да.
get it there. Just not enough to lie two.
Мне нравится.
Are we in
No.
agreement that Russia is lying one?
yes,
By the way?
it looks like it's just one.
I'm putting one here.
But it's not, again, that is the tolerance for the shot because Russia can always bump that up a wee bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Like. Yeah.
Has to be there though.
3, 4.
Kind of half behind the 5. Yeah, even if it's just exactly there. It's good. Yeah.
Think a little more.
I think Gina Aiken's just going to put the guard up here. Saying half around the 5, and that would be the Yellowstone to the right of our screen.
They're only line 1, so
Just kind of tuck it in there.
It's a sort of guard and something we can tap up as well.
did you say 10?
No.
Just stay with it. No more than 4.
So now I'm saying maybe keeping the red in a spot where they can tap it up. So maybe not looking to cover this behind any guards, just sit in the open.
3. Line's really big. 3. Line's nice. Line's nice. Yep. 3. Hard. Whoa, easy. Whoa, whoa. It's over Carolyn. Line set. Yep. Hard. That's fine.
She wanted it a bit in the open. She had mentioned something about being able to tap it up later, which
Не свалит, конечно. Не, я думаю, что не свалит.
uh,
Сюда вести.
It might have choked off any
Знаешь, так не завалит.
taps on those yellows though.
yeah.
I
I was
thought
just thinking
Russia.
the tap would be a bit tricky for Scotland to do if they were intending to do that on their second. At risk of being maybe a bit
ничего не
wide
сделать.
or opening something up.
Только если убрать просто два гарда.
Now,
Просто чем это
Васильева.
закончится, если мы уберем?
having a look at the angles on those 3 guards. I don't think there's a whole lot you can do
No.
there.
Попробовать? Мне кажется, туда не
I think maybe you
завалит.
can come in the outturn and
Мне кажется,
just
туда не завалит.
tick that
Да? Ну давайте попробуем. Просто если мы будем
yellow
убирать,
third shot
то
over.
уходит красный, желтый
That
сюда
seems to be
попадает.
slightly over buried.
Возможно,
Нет,
мы
нет,
откроем.
Жень, давай попробуем.
Давай.
Просто мне кажется, это вообще жесть. Но там ничего не... Там золото место, там ничего не сделать. Там только...
That looks a bit tough. The outturn.
Просто мы можем, если он не свалит, то мы можем
Yeah.
привести, чтобы она ролл сыграла.
You're gonna have to come really tight to the red.
It is there, but it
Или,
is
может
tough.
быть, тэп, да, гарда.
But
Может, тэп гарда тогда уже?
it'd be tough
Ну он дальний почти стоит.
Мне кажется, он так не зайдет.
to get shots done on the intern as well.
Но если что-то оставишь здесь, мы накатим потом его.
That should also be available. Come tight enough to
Пошире встань.
the wide yellow guard, which is
Да, не прости.
about a halfway guard. You might get enough finish to just nibble the forfeit.
Добавила. Воу!
That's what they're going for.
На линии.
Только вверх.
She is throwing quite a bit of rotation to hopefully keep the line so it doesn't over curl on her, but
Зайти.
Зайти
now it's
надо.
not moving at all.
Зайти, Свит. надо.
Двойного не было. Давай.
Yeah, well,
a
sometimes
good
you
attempt.
sometimes you kind of overthink when you throw that wide, thinking you'll catch some frost or some fresh pebble, and you maybe flick it out a little bit extra, being afraid to over curl,
I don't think
and
it's always
then
that
it
much.
tends to go a little straighter.
I'd rather do that than catch the guard.
Past the guard by about half a rock. Not sure if they would have had enough curl anyway for that shot. As you see, it's slightly buried by the looks
I'm
of
not
it.
sure if it's going to stay straight at this side. Not sure it's going to stay straight at this side, but we'd rather hit and roll out than catch the guard. Okay.
Yep, high.
Hard line, hard! Hard! Oh, yes! Oh, hard! Yes! Whoa! Hard! Whoa! 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 Yes! You're fine. Rowing on the row. Take it hard.
Well, that's
Nice
a pretty pretty good shot. It was hard to get a bigger roll than that. She played the down weight and came really close to the guard.
I don't think we could have got much more than that.
No, exactly.
I don't think so either.
I agree, Gina.
Только смотри, чтобы что в наш не
Best
шел.
you could
Только
do.
лучше пусть так пройдет.
And you've blocked off the intern draw, that's for sure.
Мне кажется, там просто ничего не
What do you
делать.
do? Still that out turn tap.
Yeah,
It's
you could
risk,
still try it.
risk free.
Yep.
Может, побольше
Cash on the
шотов
red, no
поставить.
problem. But they're looking at the tap on the wide corner.
Жень!
It's a pretty tough tap.
Ну,
You don't- I wouldn't say you play these very often. Not even in practice you'll
No.
attempt these
Long
tap
taps.
ups. It's kind of hard to tell the line.
Нет,
Be very accurate, but
Нет линии,
you
нет.
have the whole forfeit here.
Нет.
Last stone of the fourth end for
Попасть желтый надо.
Vasilyeva. This is hanging really
Нет,
wide
нет,
though.
нет, девочки, просто попали в гард.
Gonna go and just tap it sideways, and that's a score of 1 for Russia. So still not being able to score a deuce. They're having a hard time with that. As of now, they're scoring 2 or more in every 8th end they've had hammer, which is a bit poor.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be a bit harsh.
Тут четко надо, чтобы сделать тэп, то надо четко вообще почти на камень ставить. Потому что он в минус вообще уходит.
Mostly scoring singles,
Ну, вот так вот.
but they are scoring singles in the even ends, which is advantage Russia at the moment.
Yep.
Я думаю, да. Ошибка ближнего. Просто знаете, что негативного.
Meaning if they exchange singles throughout the game, Russia will win.
Very valid point. But with Scotland,
Ну, там,
those
наверное,
numbers
3 сантиметра.
with their deuce efficiency,
Yeah,
we might not see that.
yeah, they're scoring a bit more than every 4 out of 10 ends. They score 2 or more,
Если нету дома, 26.
which is a lot better.
26, девочки, 26. 26 до конца, до конца. Да. Давай, поближе. Да, до полной остановки, давайте.
Russia also only stealing 2 times so far after 4 games.
Okay.
Steal a 1 2 times. So no high scoring games for Russia so far.
Nice play. 5.
6, 7, 7,
Nice, really nice.
7, 7,
Very nice. Naomi.
6, 7.
Naomi. No, just for weight. Just for weight.
Whoa.
Just gonna poke out. Here. Good.
Remember Alina Kovalyeva skipped Russia to the gold medal in 2013 in Sochi at the World Juniors, beating Hannah Fleming, which we mentioned earlier, in the final, denying her a back-to-back gold medal. Kelsey Rock is here this week. She could be one of few to make it back-to-back goals. Of course, even Muirhead has scored 3 goals in a row.
Yep. Kelsey's actually one of only 4 junior women's Canadian champions to go back-to-back.
To go to Worlds
Yes.
at all?
Yes,
Yep.
yeah. Which is pretty incredible. Among the likes of Caitlin Laws, who we all know, plays for Jennifer Jones's team, the Olympic gold medalists, Kathy King and Susan Burt. So, junior making history.
I think especially in curling, you see a lot of the players that they're doing well at the juniors. They take that step up and do well at the seniors, as well,
Yeah.
the men's and women's level as well.
Absolutely. That's what's so important about these events that they have on, these World Junior Championships, and basically any event that enables these athletes to play against all these competitive teams, play on arena ice,
Yep.
gain a lot of experience and you only get from playing them.
And we also have other competitions like the Youth Olympics being introduced.
Yep.
We still have something called the European Youth Olympic Festival. I'm not quite sure if they have curling on the program anymore, but we also have the Winter University Games, which is it's a nice competition for old people like me. Can't play the juniors anymore.
Don't give yourself enough credit, Mr. Gold Medalist.
You know, in Canada, it seems like with all the slams and even the provincials, you get championship ice.
Nope.
But in countries like Norway, or I'm not going to put out too many other examples, but we very often play on club ice for our nationals. So teams take a bit more time to adjust to championship ice if they haven't really played on it before. Again, we see a few stones in play.
Я не хочу даму пока делать.
Scotland with hammer, looking to crack open the game with a score of 2.
Дабл, ну так пойдет.
Still only singles on the board.
Мне не нравится дабл.
Или фриз тогда вот к этому, который.
Canada scored 2 against England, just next to our live coverage sheet. They're leading the game 2-1 over England.
Да. Нет, четвертый лучше, четвертый.
Switzerland scored a 4 in the second against Estonia, leading the game 4-1 as of now. Score of 4 for USA as well in the second. Shanks scoring 2 back. USA with a single in the fourth. So a 5-2 lead for the Americans over the Czech Republic. And Sweden leading 3-2 over Korea on sheet B. We'll be more than halfway in the round robin after today's draw.
Yep.
This afternoon's draw. Some teams starting to feel comfy and confident with tons of wins. Some teams maybe panicking a little bit, and some teams a little less concerned about the playoffs and a little more concerned about staying alive in the World Juniors, avoiding relegation. Not a long way from tiebreaker to a relegation spot now.
No.
So every game is important.
Мне 15 было.
Russia calling the guard again, I think.
Я первая, Катя.
Well, they might just have to make a play on the reds eventually. Feels a little bit risky, maybe guarding a
5,
stone at the back with 2 reds hanging around the top of the 12.
Yeah.
5, 6, 6. Нельзя.
And this one maybe slipping a bit too close to the house.
Ничего. Ничего,
Всё,
ничего.
встал. Приз, может быть.
Gonna end up corner freezing this red, which is not too awful.
No, it's pretty good.
Thinking maybe Scotland can peel off the yellow and try and take the top red one down and split the reds,
I don't really know
perhaps.
what the angles are there.
Would you rather go this way?
And that's what Gina's looking at now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think hitting it this side.
Okay, go with that. Maria? Yeah.
So trying to catch this one pretty thin. The yellow, try and peel it off and maybe just tickle that other red, move their own stones about a little bit.
Oh, yep. Yep. High. High. Clean. Clean. Yes, yes, yes.
Doesn't quite move the top red. Russia still guarding. Well, at the moment it's really hard to get to the yellow for Scotland.
Yeah. Forcing Scotland to make a play a bit on their own red stones. So not a bad call to throw the guard here.
Хорошо. 5,
There's
4.
a good chance for Gina Aiken to move around the reds there, but
4.
didn't catch it quite thin enough and didn't look too concerned about making it. Could have swept it a bit more.
4. Вали, давай, жей, 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 жей. Вали, 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 вали. Давай, 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 давай. Жей, 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 жей. Спасибо.
You're thinking maybe Gina is going to look at coming into the house and maybe
Even if you just split them, that's good. Okay.
tapping the red. So the plan is to tap up the red stone, saying that if you split them, that's fine.
Yep. Absolutely.
Might leave some red stones to run into the yellow.
Just need to move some rocks around a bit.
Seems like a tough tap though, to tap this one straight back. Took a lot of ice for the shot as well. And now maybe calling this one a little heavy. I think the split will be the call. If you can push this one on the open, it'll be pretty good, but not quite. And I think they've left the double for Vasiljeva.
Если что, ролл. Ну так дабл.
Bit of an in-between shot again for
Yeah.
Scotland.
Just needed a touch more weight to get that roll.
The tap seemed really hard, so they could have played a bit more weight and tried to roll in behind the corner guard. But Vasiljeva still has to make this double. Okay, put some real pressure on Gina if she sticks this one in behind the guard. Wow, that's a really nice shot.
Doesn't move it out, but gets the job done. They've got 2 yellow stones now for shot.
We saw her play and a really nice double coming down the very same line 2 ends ago.
Молодец. Спасибо тебе.
Russia lying 2.
Почему-то, мне кажется, проблемы какие-то с
And
камнем. Ее толкать, его уносит сначала
Gina
туда.
Aiken
Мне приходится его выкидывать.
has no choice but to play the outer and draw here.
Once it's past the front one, if you can swing it as much as you can.
But there's always chance for a deuce.
Is it 05?
Yeah.
Would you be looking to bring this one on top of the tee line, or would you like to freeze to the back?
Depends on how open it is.
Wait for it.
Might not get enough finish to fairly bury this one
Ruminas.
behind the yellow at the top of the 8. So bringing it to the back could be a nice option here. I think there's room enough for 2 stones.
Yeah.
And that's a very nice draw by Gina. Not quite frozen onto the yellow, but
No.
not very easy to just pick out for Vasiljeva.
Либо фриз, либо вот так. Надо в край попадать, чтобы он вышел.
Even if you rip the red and you take off your back yellow, I'm not quite sure if Scotland can
Фриз, ошибка в
get to
начало
your
дома.
top one.
Да.
It's freezing.
I was surprised. I thought she'd probably come down here and try and take it off, but
9-9, да?
Yeah.
if you can make a good freeze, you might even steal here. Something the Russians aren't too used to.
Чуть добавила.
Воу. Подождем.
Нельзя! Нельзя!
Нет, вообще линии нет.
Нельзя!
Линии нет.
Нельзя!
Отталкивай.
Нельзя! Тихо!
Yes, this is looking pretty close. Or have they left it for too long? Needs a little bump here for a shot. And that's a bit of a communication error. Skip kind of holding off the sweepers for a line, but if you're a sweeper, you know you have to go for 8.
Yeah.
You just kind of have to make that call. Or
Yeah.
you know, I'm fairly aggressive with my weight calls if I know I need to go.
Yeah.
Just the same again? I think we will need
But
to
again,
quite
that
tight
was,
past that
of course, the
yellow.
tolerance for the shot to stop short and leave a difficult draw for Gina instead of just bouncing off it.
Yeah,
But,
you run the risk if you kind of ignore your skipper and keep sweeping. Instead of waiting for the line, then maybe it would have gotten there, but the line would have hung and given her perhaps a hit for 2.
Didn't give it anything.
So
Fair.
coming up short's not the end of the world for Russia here.
Finish this way.
It's really making it difficult for Scotland.
Last stone of the 5th end for Gina. Going to navigate through the
Only for weight. Yeah.
yellows, find the 4-foot, starting to bend at the end here. Will they have enough weight to get there? Not enough. Just needed a
So close.
half foot more to get
Wow.
there. And we're still not going to have a deuce on the board. It's 2 each after 5 ends as both teams head into the halftime break. At least we're getting a couple of interesting ends here.
It was an almost deuce. Really, really close.
So all tied up here at the World Junior Curling Championships 2015, our future game here at in the women's draw number 5, Scotland against Russia. We'll be back with some highlights from those first 5 ends and of course the remainder of the game. So join us shortly in a few minutes. We're going to take a few looks at the first 5 ends. First end blanked, of course, so we skip ahead to the second.
Добавила. Мне кажется,
It's fourth player Vasilyeva with an intern draw against 3. Finds the forfeit, no problem.
Давайте.
1-0 Russia after 2.
Ну, в счет нам взяли.
In the third end, bit of the same story, just the other way around. Gina Aiken now with the out-turn draw, facing 3 Russian counters. But she finds the forfeit as well, and we have a tie game after 3. In the fourth end, Russia already lying 1, but a bit of a mess up front. Vasilyeva tries the long tap on the guard, but doesn't quite manage to pull it off, and he scores the 1, 2-1. Fifth end, Russia coming up a bit short on the freeze attempt. Gina Aiken left a draw for 2. Sweepers working it all they've got, but just comes up a bit short, and it's all tied up after 5. So back in action here in the Tondriba Ice Hall in Tallin, Estonia. We're just about to get started. Rachel Hannon getting ready in the hack. Clock is running. Scotland with a good 21.5 minutes left on the clock. Russia just a bit less than 20 minutes of thinking time, so we won't have a time issue, I think, for these teams. Good time management so far. If you're just joining us, this is the 5th draw of the women's competition at the World Juniors. My name is Sander Elvåg, and I'm joined by the charming and amazing Alison Krawiasek. So what do you think of those first 5 ends, Alison?
Keeping it close. There are definitely a lot of rocks in play, but just can't seem to be generating the deuce. But as we saw last end, Scotland very close. Just a couple inches further and she would have gotten it. So it seems like they're really close and they just need that extra percentage.
Well, a lot of singles on the board usually tells you that we have 2 pretty evenly matched teams on the ice.
Both teams are playing very well right now, so
Scotland was maybe the favourite coming into the game with a 4-0 record. Russia at 1-3, but not quite managing to go ahead. Russia with hammer even in the 6th end, so technically Scotland's trailing a little bit.
Yep.
Rachel Hannon coming around the guard she just threw up. Maybe looking to lock this one on to the yellow, but as of now looking a bit wide. Very wide, in fact, and I'm not quite sure if it's going to be anywhere close to buried. It's going to sit in the open. A dead duck in open waters.
What?
Russia looking for the hit and roll. Nice chance for them to sit 2 in behind the center guard.
Nice shot, though.
Gina Aiken can either play a draw or maybe a double.
I think the double here.
Yeah. We haven't seen the most aggressive calls yet, and I think I'll play the double myself here.
Without hammer here in the 6th. Don't want to play around too much. You have a good opportunity to get both out now, so I think you try it.
Rowena Kerr high here, and that's going to go right past everything.
Wow. Big miss by Scotland here.
So Scotland in a bit of trouble here early on in the sixth end. Ekaterina Kuzmina being asked to play the intern draw. It's a nice swing on this side, but it's fairly gradual. You won't see the big finish coming in at the end. You still kind of have to be close to the halfway guards to get the draws buried. A good foot from the guard. Gonna tuck maybe half of it in behind. So good draw by Kuzmina.
Very good.
Oh well.
Definitely within tolerance.
Time to bail out. And now we see a technical timeout being called from Scotland. Probably a
malfunctioning rock, perhaps. Maybe a battery dead, or
that would be the eye on the hog technology. And the umpire will probably give her the option of either getting the handle fixed now and then play the stone. But the other option most players feel comfortable with is just let the umpire go up and take a look at the hog line. A manual check. Green lights on the rock though seem to be working fine.
but just in case, it's best to call someone out. Just make sure. Otherwise, it would be in question, right?
Stuffs it this time, so no real progress here for Scotland. You kind of have to make a few doubles to get out of this mess they've made for themselves.
Похож на
Начало!
8.
Начало!
8.
Начало!
6.
Линий
4.
много! Линий много!
4.
Линий много! Много, много
6.
линий! О!
6.
Нельзя,
8.
нельзя! О!
10.
Нельзя! Девочки, нельзя, нельзя! Лучше карты оставить.
12.
I'd say that worked out well. Doesn't quite get it buried, but they'll leave it pretty high up in the house. And now Naomi Brown with a chance to peel off a few yellows. Gets it going, but it's gonna cling on. Fairly close, just had to sweep that one a little bit to catch it a bit thinner.
So close. Must be frustrating having so many close doubles.
So Russia still drawing to lie 3. Maria Baksheva
12. 12. 26.
Свип! Начало! Лозовес! Лозовес!
12.
Лозовес!
12. 8. 12. 8. 8.
Давай, давай,
8.
давай, 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 давай,
Куда мы завозим-то?
Воу.
Куда мы завозим-то? А зачем мы его туда затягивали?
Staying pretty straight. And I'll just sneak by, but unfortunately it will roll, but still stay for second shot.
Yeah. I think they're going to force Russia to make a play on it.
Yeah, it is fully open, so Russia will hit for 3 right now. Not wasting any time in the hack.
Sweep! 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 Воу! 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 Нет, ничего, 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 ничего. Стой, стой.
Bit of a mistake there. Bit of a missed line call actually from the skipper.
She looks a little frustrated from that one.
Yeah, she was calling off the sweepers all the way down, but skip at the head not agreeing with that. Sometimes you know the line of your own stone better than the skip.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're cheating the skip a little bit. Might come out a little bit tight and
Know something they don't.
yeah, you just kind of flick it out a little bit and
They don't quite see it.
No.
Or yeah. But as a sweeper, it's who do I listen to? Which one's right?
usually listen to the one that has the best record of being right.
I always used to listen to the person who
Scream the loudest.
Yeah, exactly. was using more force to yell at me to do something.
The most assertive one.
Yeah.
That's also a good a good way to do it. So maybe not too assertive enough here.
Clean, clean, just clean.
The Russian third, Maria Baksheva. Good chance for Scotland to get out of trouble here, but Gina Aiken's going to wreck on the guard. Big mistake.
Ooh.
So Russia again now with a chance to lie 3. With only 3 rocks to come, Gina with only the 1.
It's been a tough end so far for Scotland.
По-любому надо.
And Russia seems to be really capitalizing.
Можно сюда просто привести.
Или привести просто начало, или фриз к ним, нет? Просто мне кажется, она потом будет роллы ловить. Вы хоть смотрите, что там происходит? Ну, так я на вас поворачиваю, что делать-то будет?
Надо с этой стороны
Закинуть,
заводить.
она просто будет потом ролл делать. Может,
Ну, либо
разведем?
разводить.
Может, разведем лучше? Давай разведем. Ну, если что, тело.
I think they're looking at a split here on their own yellow.
9. Нам надо чуть-чуть растолкать.
Uliana Vasilyeva, she played second last year in Flims when Russia took the bronze medal. Only girl on the Russian team to have played the World Juniors before. Split's looking pretty good, but yeah. making that double on the wing at least makeable for Gina Aiken.
Yeah. Pretty crucial shot for her. Try and cut them down.
Yeah, I think that's the only call you have right now.
Yeah.
That's why I wasn't quite sure why Russia was electing to play the split. You know, you're pushing that yellow down onto towards the other. Of course, leaving the stone there. Gina could have played a hit and roll underneath the centre guard, but I think that was kind of worth the risk, maybe. Could have just drawn the wing instead. But this way, Russia's going to score 2 almost for certain.
Yeah.
And if Gina can't quite make this double, you might score 3 after all. It's pretty thin double. It'd be pretty hard to catch it too thin. And if you catch it too thick, you might even just roll on top. So a few options. Maybe looking at the roll now instead. Should have swept it a bit more, actually. Didn't roll quite far enough.
А тут как, чувствительно?
Тут прямо идет.
Прямо?
Rolled another foot there, and it would have been just as good as the double.
Yeah, so Russia here just looking for a nose hit for 3.
Yeah, this is a big shot. You know, especially when you look at the scoreboard and you see singles throughout the first 5
Линия,
ends.
поставь обратно.
And the scoring 3 is such a mental win as well.
Yeah.
Huge shot, 6th end. Scoring 3 in the even ends to be 3 up.
Whoa! 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 Sweep!
A little bit of panic off and on here. It's got to be close. There we go, score of 3.
There we
Huge
go.
shot for Vasilyeva. And that's going to make things interesting.
Big end for Russia.
Я уже наконец-то должна попасть нулем.
Could be the first team to
Не расслабляться.
beat Scotland this week.
Еще пол-игры. 4 фута. Бегаешь к нему.
Да, давайте.
Нет, подожди.
Meanwhile, next to our sheet, we have Canada just dominating England at the moment. 5 shots to 1.
5 минут будет в конце.
If Russia wins here, Canada will be alone on top, undefeated.
That's correct.
We might see Kelsey Rock having just a tiny eye over on our sheet as well.
Yeah, it's hard not to look as an athlete. Keep an eye out on what your opponents are doing, but it's important to stay focused on your game.
Elsewhere, we have Switzerland still with a 4 shots to 1 lead over Estonia with 2 blank ends, being the last scores up there. Tied game between Sweden and Korea, 4 each after 6, and USA still leading the Czech Republic by 6 shots to 3.
Got all 3 sweepers out. Skip came out to join. Try and drag this as far as possible. Definitely need it in the rings. You're up by 3. You don't need any guards in play.
Heads up! Marina! Yep, go on high, high. Go high.
So it's the first time Russia has scored more than 2 so far in the tournament. So score of 3 here against Scotland being the record for them so far. We've seen a couple of big ends this week. Still Sweden with a score of 5 against Switzerland being the biggest.
Давай тэп делать, Уль, лучше. А?
We
Тэп.
also have a fistful of 4s
Мы потом разнесем гарды.
having been scored.
Плюс.
По линии можно! О!
Нет!
Да, линия!
Нет! Воу-воу-воу!
Да, линия!
Только вверх! Воу! Нельзя!
Dominant lead for Russia, but I wouldn't feel too safe if I was the Russians. As we have mentioned, Scotland just very good at scoring multiple points when they have hammer, and on top of that, they're the team that has stolen the most points out of all the women's team this week. So you could easily see them score a couple here and then start going aggressive for the steal.
Yeah, the tap back on the yellow was definitely not ideal so far for Russia. Leaving one at the back of the house for Scotland to use as a catcher or maybe freeze to it later.
For the neutral fan, I think It's a nice thing to see Scotland trailing. It's gonna make this all more interesting.
Whoa!
We'll see some big weight from Russia.
Nice one. Молодец. Должен быть.
They got more than one player throwing big weights as a nation. First name to come to mind would be Alexandra Saitova, who plays second for
Yeah, she
Anna
can.
Sidorova.
She can throw a ton of weight.
She throws more weight than most male players.
She's small but mighty.
Of course, he played at juniors in in Sochi in 2013. Where they won the gold medal. Sorry. Gold medal as a second, beating Scotland in the final. And then she was recruited by Anna Sidorova to come play for her.
A good recruit.
So even though you
Whoa! Whoa!
you might not see a full team at the juniors progress and win medals at the Worlds, sometimes
Some key players
yeah,
stand out.
the men's and women's team are looking at the juniors thinking, this one we could probably need this
Mold.
guy or girl
Yeah.
on our team.
Yeah.
For instance, the reigning World Junior Champions of Switzerland, the fourth player being Reto Keller, was recruited by Enrico and Marco Fester, which is the team that won the Swiss Championship. I'm going to be representing Switzerland in Halifax. He came along as a fifth player for Yannick Schwaller, although having left them
No.
before the season. But no, that's just curling.
Гард, снимаем.
No, the guys were happy for Reto Keller
Yeah.
having qualified for the Worlds.
So Scottish Rock being a touch open here, so allowing
Whoa!
Russia to come down and just pick it out, which they do.
Yeah, and right now the Russians
Plan
looking
B.
really solid with their appeals. Some big weight and accuracy. They haven't really been in front a lot so far this week. So maybe that could be one of their strengths.
Yep.
So maybe they just need to
Take a lead.
yeah, get a few points ahead and just shoot their way home. Still a long
Always.
way to go, however.
Yeah.
Squeaks past the guard.
Might just over curl a touch on the other side, but looks pretty good from our angle. Well, straight peel, perhaps, and
Sweep! Sweep! Sweep!
she'll move it out of play.
Three. Okay.
A lot less.
So Scotland gonna delay their play a little bit and throw another guard and keep making the Russian ladies peel. just won't cut it. Unfortunately.
Yeah, it doesn't quite curl enough as much
No.
as the draw.
На 2
It
давай.
leaves this
Давай
one
на 2.
open.
Yep.
You know, I just kind of spun out.
There you have the explanation.
Yeah.
На 2.
Just
A
kind
bit
of
more rotation, perhaps, she said.
down to skip rocks, or fourth rocks. Vasilyeva with the in-turn takeout. She makes it real good. Might even smudge in behind the guard here a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's the goal.
Ничего! Нельзя! Нет! Нет!
Can she play this one a little bit safe though? Gets rid of the red. Not too bad.
Борьбу?
And Gina Aiken's going to have to try and generate a classic skip stews
Yep.
with 2 nice draws.
This short round. 6. Okay.
Would you be tempted to hit the back one and just stay there? Lie one? Force Russia to hit and try him for the blank?
Keeping the blank alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be an option. Only problem is you might roll out a stone and leave the hit and roll back for Russia. But I think you make a valid point.
Try and gain hammer perhaps in the even ends, because Russia so far has been the one dominating that. Taking hammer in every even end.
Well, Scotland's pretty good at stealing though, so they just might feel confident in picking up a steal in the next end.
Yep.
Drawing for shot stone here, at least forcing Vasilyeva to come after it.
There's no light. Okay.
So we need to check this stone.
Okay.
Повезем.
Umpire just saying that there was no light on the draw from Gina Aiken.
It was green when I put my hand on it.
I wouldn't say you'll have to check this now though.
Which one? There's no lights on it, so they have to, I think they'll have to take it off. Green when I was about to release it.
Yeah.
Иди
Flash
съезди.
green when I cleaned it. Yeah, say that.
Do we have any possible video replay?
Maybe.
I don't know if we have the
IF.
capability.
It was green when I cleaned it. So,
Okay, let's see something. When it come
Yeah.
off the line.
yeah.
Грязь какая-то под камень
There
попала.
is
Типа
no
грязь
red.
попала, и он не так загорелся.
You just low battery or something? I don't know.
Но вообще, если красная лампа, то...
Okay.
Right, so even though this high on the hog thing is a nice bit of technology, I feel like there's often a few problems with it,
Yeah.
and you hate to be you hate for a stone to be taken off because of faulty technology.
Oh, here we go.
Повезем, да? Или может это бэк?
That's blinking green,
Blinking green.
Мне нравится это бэк. Если что, вот так
So,
вот бэк сделали.
I would say Gina Aiken's not in the wrong here.
Don't they normally blink red and green when the battery's low, though?
That is true.
Yep.
So I don't know what that is,
No, me neither.
but it wasn't blinking red for sure.
No.
And
Воу!
you know, if
Воу!
I'd say if you're not sure if the stone's having been released before the hog line, I think in most cases it has, because very seldom you see a stone being hogged at all. So, so we're back in action here. Hopefully that hasn't taken out the momentum from Vasilyeva. Sometimes a stop in the game like that might just ruin
Нас похуже?
it a little bit for you. And I don't know why they were sweeping that at the end. Seemed like they might have swept that to a second shot.
Like that.
Aye.
But, so you want to?
No,
Are you sure it's
you
that?
have the keener eye, Alison.
Well,
Well,
look.
Ой, походу желтый лучше.
it's very worth tapping anyway. Yeah. try and get, yeah. I think just a
Well,
second
I was
foot
looking
more
at the
play.
12 foot. Now I'm looking at the 4 foot.
Yeah,
and then
I've been looking at the 4
and now
foot.
I'm not sure anymore. So
Back ring
I
half.
think they think it's a little too close to
Like actual back
know
ring,
for
like
sure,
proper
and
back.
maybe they just need to nudge it a hair to get their deuce. So make sure they get their one, but
Back ring just a touch more than I just placed. Okay. The last one was quite positive. Okay. Just let us know what the weight's like. Okay.
there you have
Maybe give it a little. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
blinking green lights again.
yeah,
Usually it
More if you can, more if you
should turn solid green, but this one now
it's very bizarre.
looking pretty close. Comes through around the guard, taps this one back. I think that's the score of 2
Nice
for Scotland.
shot.
Very nice shot, and an important shot as well to kind of claw back here and tighten the scoreline up.
Maybe we can get clarification from the ice technician. See what the blinking green.
Yes, usually when you let go of a rock, it'll start to blink, it'll flash green, and when it hits the hog line, the magnetic strip in the ice, it'll turn solid green.
One's still fine, yeah.
Sometimes I have seen them just be blinking green, and usually you don't really care.
Yeah.
And if it's blinking green and red, as you say, that's usually a sign of it having a low battery.
Yeah.
4. Starting.
But for Regina's first rock, it was just blinking green for 2 seconds, and it came off fairly quick.
Yeah.
Looked a bit
As we
strange.
saw, she's definitely before the hog line, so it's
Now,
not out of something she's doing, I don't think.
sometimes you'll see a stone have no lights at all, and that's indicating that you haven't activated the iron hog technology.
At which case, it is your fault.
Yeah,
Because you are supposed to activate it before, or else I believe it gets taken off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You activate it by flipping the rock over, which most or all players do anyway for cleaning the running band under the rock. I have played against teams that forgotten to do that though, but
Yeah.
I don't feel like taking rocks off when that happens.
No.
It's
no.
yeah.
I'm not sure if it's up to the opposing team
Or the umpire.
discretion here. Yeah, it's the umpire.
Well, it's a kind of a hard thing for the umpires to catch.
Yeah.
So you're sitting in you're sitting a good 30 meters away
Yeah.
Вали немного, только
when
если
the stone's being released.
Yeah, exactly.
8 футов надо, девочки, 8.
So Scotland here,
Давай, 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 давай.
looking for the steal.
Давай, 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 до полной остановки. Да, да,
Try and
Yeah.
claw their way back up.
Which they have been good at. So I'll be very interested to see how they play this end.
Line's really nice. Line's really nice, really good. Could do with swinging. 7. If you can. No, you can't. Swing if you can. 6, 7. Swing if you can. Yep. Up to here. Go, go, go hard. Go, go, go hard. Go, go, go hard. Go, go, go.
That's a really nice drop from Rachel Hannon.
Keeping it above the tee line, which is crucial.
Тэп, да. А мы его не мы достать его можем. Тут вот так вот. Дальний гард, средний.
So if they can't see this red stone, an option could be to play
Может, через желтый знаешь, а там
a run back on the yellow, or just maybe tap up the yellow, split the yellow. And that's what I think they're going to be doing.
Где-то Уль буду делать. Бэклайн, ты его не вытолкаешь.
So backline weight, and maybe more now. That pretty tight ice they've given.
Да, девочки, до конца. Да, 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 да.
Trying to run the L1 back. But you can wreck on the guard. Still in the free guard zone, meaning that's a free guard zone violation. And the red stone's going to have to be placed back. And that doesn't do too much for Team Russia. I'd say the tolerance was to just pick off the yellow one there, not over curl and catch the center guard. So that's a bit of a break for Scotland. Now having shot stone center guard and drawing for two. Putting some pressure on Russia early in the end. Steal a one here for Scotland could be huge. 55% after 7 ends for Robina Kerr. I'll hate to say that. I feel like the scoring has been a little bit inconsistent. I feel like the numbers have been a little bit nice at times, and today I think they've been
a little harsh.
A little harsh.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say we've had a very terrible game compared to the others we've seen early in the week. Maybe getting a few too many zeros when they're making half shots, perhaps.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard for the scorer at the back to know the angles and everything.
And even what the call is.
Yeah, exactly. So sometimes not knowing that it is a half shot. So as a player, you should always look at the stats as just a guideline.
And also you have your coach usually sitting behind the scoreboard scoring.
Yeah.
You'd usually use that stat
yeah, exactly.
instead. Unless the official one is higher, you'll pick that one. No, coach, I think you're in the wrong. My official stat was 95. So you can just pack away those 68.
Yeah, I don't
That's
trust his scoring.
Bit of a mistake though from Russia. They're trying to clear a few things up. They did hit the guard, but they rolled to a bit of an awkward spot. They actually choked off the in-turn draw for themselves. And now also guarding the Scottish shot stone, so I'd say a bit of a mess here for Team Russia. This guard starting to over curl a wee bit. Nope.
Comes in a bit deep and
Мне кажется, надо просто один снимать, если честно, и не с этой
does
стороны.
allow Russia to try for the double peel here.
Yeah, if you can ever slash this red onto your own yellow, you might even kick that back onto the reds in the house.
Get a bonus.
Oh, there
Like,
oh my lord. That is unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's so close to being a perfect shot. I can't believe she's kicked that one through the hole. Very unlucky.
Tried to throw that again. I don't think she'd be able to do it. That was a tough miss. Wow.
Well, she did get rid of two guards though.
Yep. Not a bad result. It was just kind of unfortunate of the last leg there.
Scotland lying too.
Давай тайм-аут возьмем.
And Russia has called a timeout, I believe. And according to the rules and regulations of the
Мне
World
нравится
Curling
либо гард
Federation.
убирать, либо колодку
Ну,
доставать
гард
и вот
убирать,
так.
чтобы
Coach will
они
get some
лучше
walking
сделали.
time,
колодка
about
вот
1
так
minute for
доставать, вот так
Anders
вот
Kraut
вот
to
столько
make it to
торчит.
the ice.
Ну ты мне такой же ставила, я так же колодку доставала. Вот так же он торчал с этой стороны, так
You're
взял
gonna
колодку
listen in?
доставить.
Я вот так тебе предлагаю.
Anders
сделать.
might be speaking Russian, although he is from Sweden.
Yes. You may or may not know his son, Sebastian. Played vice for Nicholas Edin.
Мне очень трудно играть двойной.
Двойной?
Или убирать налево и против направо.
Если-
Я думаю, сейчас потом лучше гард может быть. Игра, я думаю, двойной.
Как
Это не очень
двойной?
сложно.
Пройти гард,
Мимо гард?
пройти. Мимо гард пройти.
Да, ну я думаю, это хорошо. Игра
Он
налево.
чуть-чуть
Двойной,
открыт.
двойной. Если игры 3-0, хватит.
3-0?
Ну,
Да,
думаю.
хорошо. Чтобы
Надо
он-
чиркнуть нам.
Да.
И если или 3-2, если нет, двойной игра против и стоит дом. И только подашки.
Или
3-2,
если-
да.
И план С попасть в гард, если что, убрать.
Да.
Да. 3-2.
Да.
И не очень боюсь, но 3-0 я хочу, поэтому если попасть только 3 сантиметра,
Не вытолкнет.
надо убирать.
Да, давайте на 3-0
прямо
тогда.
прямо налево.
Да.
Но игра 2-0 и игра против и стоит дом. 3-1, 3-0.
Хорошо.
И девушки, спокойно.
Да?
Не только игра очень сильно теков всегда. Надо тоже держать и не забить бро игра. Спокойно.
Да.
Окей, хорошо.
I am so impressed.
Me
Только
too.
это не проспи, много нельзя
He's,
попасть. Хорошо.
I've been coaching these Russian girls for too long, and even last year he was, speaking Russian for these timeouts with Kovalyeva.
That
and,
is not
Skip.
an easy language to learn either.
He
Wow.
said the trick is just to learn as many words as you can and go from there.
Там дальний гард стоит.
He's doing a good job, that's for sure.
Anders Krapp, of course, a player himself in the day.
Да,
Maybe
да.
most known as Peter Lindholm's alternate. He was alternate for him, or Peja Lindholm, as he's also known as, for a couple of Olympics and tons of European and World Championships. He
Coach
did al-
that brings on a lot of experience as well.
Wow, that's that was.
That's a nice bonus.
I don't think that was a call,
Nope.
but that works out pretty well.
Но это не 0, наверное, было тогда.
Picks off the guards,
Mm-hmm.
pushes one red stone
Так
back,
сильно всё
and
разбито.
even leaves the shooter in the house.
Wow.
Да.
That's a lucky break,
Чё, ты побоялась?
which would make up for that unlucky break they had with the previous shot.
Мне кажется, просто он так сильно свалил.
I think no one noticed the two guards on the left-hand side of the screen.
Конечно, конечно.
The yellow is definitely out of
Да, я
play.
понимаю.
And it pushed that red back a bit. Not that it really matters. They're not really guarding anything, but the umpire should have maybe picked that one up. 'Cause the girls looked a little bit preoccupied about what else was going on the sheet.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa.
Should also mention that Anders Kraut made it to a World Championship in 2008 as a skip. So he did play himself on one occasion.
Yep.
Roll.
And as we see again, it's all in the family.
Yes.
Sander?
Well, also daughter Sabina Kraut,
Yep.
an accomplished curler.
Yep.
0. Sweep.
Playing with your
Whoa, whoa.
fellow commentator.
Sarah Carlson.
The lovely Sarah Carlson. As you so wonderfully put my name at the beginning of every commentating session. It's only right that we do that to her too.
I feel like I'm cheating a little bit on Sarah with you, but I've had the permission.
You freeze. Yeah. You like that?
I think that's fine. I just think you have to be right on it because otherwise she's got that. if we hack it, we're still going to leave her double as
Yeah.
well. So. Here.
Jamie Aiken calling for a freeze on Tadil.
You can see the Canadian girls scooting off the sheet.
Just sit on
They
it.
have finished their game for a 6-2 win over England.
That means that Canada moves to 5-0.
The one in the middle. Okay.
And unless Scotland wins this game, they'll be sitting on top alone, undefeated. %71% for Gina Aiken after 7 ends is probably not too far away from the truth. She's had a decent game.
Whoa! Seven's good. Whoa! Miss, nice. Line's good now. Rachel! Whoa, legs big. Just for weight. No bump. No bump.
Looks pretty good.
No.
There we go.
Great shot.
Ну, туда бы ей не сыграть, наверное.
Да.
Надо это с этим камнем. Если что так.
Если что, стой. На
Да,
ноль?
если что, стой, да. Если что, стой, так чуть-чуть ролл туда. Чтобы, может быть, замануху устроить. Что больше?
Воу, нормально. Нет, вообще отваливает. Я нормально.
Just grabs a piece.
Сейчас
It
выкину.
will roll out.
Мне кажется... Ладно. Ну, мне кажется,
Like.
надо-
Good bite of eight.
So now Scotland's just going to bite the 8-foot just to grab
Yeah.
second shot, because then the open rock that she's throwing now, if Russia wanted to hit it, they would not be shot over the one that she threw first. So it's forcing Russia to throw the draw, where in the 8th end we have seen a bit of fudge, so
Biting 8-foot.
could be a bit of a pressure draw and a higher risk. I really like this call.
Really down to the sweepers to get it in the right spot. Gina can only do so much.
Just biting 5. Just biting 5.
And if there is any fudge as a sweeper, you kind of have to anticipate
Yeah.
the rock maybe slowing down a wee bit at the end. And this seems to be pulling up short.
Yeah. Like I said, a bit, maybe a little bit of fudge coming into the center. Fudge meaning the pebble, just wearing down a bit as the game progresses, so the ice does get a bit slower.
Да, давай.
Doesn't have the same consistency as it did at the beginning of the game.
Да, 4 фута. Потому что слабеть будет. Я постановку здесь сделала. Давайте, что на нас мама смотрит.
Good thing for Scotland though is they've left one rock in play and it's completely frozen onto the hill, so no chance for a blank for Vasilyeva, but she'll be pretty happy to score a 1 in the 8th end.
Yeah.
To be 2 up. It's a pretty good situation for Team Russia. So last on of the 8th,
Не проспать.
full 8-foot,
Не
will do it for a 2-point lead.
Надо, девочки, надо.
She's hanging a bit wider than Gina Aiken, might be as fudgy out there.
Еще.
Oh, a little bit of a team sweep brings this one down onto the tee line, and Russia grabs 1 point in the 8th.
Молодцы. Ну на грани, да? Молодцы.
Он просто слабеет очень
6-4
сильно.
for Russia after 8.
Молодцы.
That was a big point.
Давайте.
Really important for Russia to hit the
Да,
scoreboard
4
there,
фута.
not Scotland.
Потому что они, я
Лед
думаю, гард
подсел, тогда
повезут.
на 9, на 8 надо делать.
На 8. Сейчас было 83.
I think Anders Kraut will be
83
happy how
я
that turned
добавлю
out.
еще.
I think so.
10 минут нормально.
Нормально будет.
Все хорошо, Ан, давай. Дома
Now
раз.
Да,
Scotland
давайте, а то.
still going to have a bit of a job to do. So they'll be looking to score 2. And then they might have to steal in the 10th end for the win. Although everything can happen.
4 фута.
I think you'd take a score of 3 if you can get it. Got a pretty tight game between Switzerland and Estonia on the centre court sheet. Estonia picked up a big steal of 3 in the 6th end to tie it up. Now they've blanked the 7th and they're currently in the 8th end. Switzerland with hammer. USA seems to be in control over the Czech Republic. They've stolen one both in the 7th and the 8th end. 8 shots to 3 lead for them as they play the 9th. Seems to be a bit of a desperate attempt for the Czechs to even play the 9th end. But no need to give up too early. The last game out there is Sweden playing Korea. Pretty tight game there as well.
Yeah.
Same situation for Korea as for Scotland in our game. They're 2 down in the 9th end with hammer. And of course, as we mentioned, Canada beating England 6 shots to 2.
Плюс.
Маша, Маша! Нет, девочки, 26! Подождем! Маша! Надо повалить, надо повалить! О, все, он иначе перевалит. Вау. Стой!
Катя, возьми ты 7-й ее камень.
Вот сейчас, значит, мягко как-то
So
было.
the center guard goes up.
Can you see enough for hat?
See like half.
Go for that.
Okay. This is 4.
But since the rock
Okay.
is relatively open, the girls are going to throw a hit on this and just roll to the side of the house.
Clean. Yes. High. Go. High. That's it.
Well, moves the guard over.
Гард поставим.
Would have loved to have kept that redstone in the house,
Там не убрать 2 гарда.
but rolls out.
Надо вот так попасть.
Russia now looking to peel the guards, but
Ан,
they're
Мне кажется,
sort
у
of
нас очень
awkwardly
хорошо
angled.
стоит. Может,
вот
поставим?
так нельзя. Этот останется.
A little bit hard to make the double bail.
Если мы будем сниматься, они будут нулиться. Может, поставим гард, Жень?
Давай. 26.
Да.
Now Russia looking to play the center guard, and
Только не очень близко, чтобы ролла не было.
Да.
I don't think Gina Aiken's going to be too upset seeing Russia throw a guard here. I don't think she'll mind having a few rocks in play.
5,
26.
О, 5,
О,
5, 4,
о, девочки, о.
5, 4.
Давай, на линию, Свит. Держать, Свит, давай. Вали. Еще, давай, еще, до конца.
Still a bit of a port there. for the girls to come in.
Ну как?
Yeah, 3 guards in play for Scotland. Lots of chances here to score a couple.
Get their deuce.
Very good. 7. It's the friend. 6, 7, 9. Yeah, make sure. Yes, high. Go.
Girls waiting as long as they could to make sure the line was good, but
I know.
just maybe left it a bit too long.
Да, получше.
You have to. I think you really have to wait for.
Три,
Хорошо.
четыре.
О!
3, 4. 4.
Много линий.
3.
Фиг.
Ой, прости.
Закок.
Ход есть.
Закок.
Ход есть.
Закок. Молодец.
Plug that hole.
Молодец.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you like?
I think so.
Just gotta get some of these out of play. Because right now, as much as guards in play are good for her, but in this case, she's not giving herself a scoring opportunity right now.
Yeah, no real chance to get to the Russian shot stone at the moment.
Okay.
Couldn't overcurl that one, but
Makes the best of the situation and gets a double off of the other two, but does stick the shooter still out in front.
now Russia very committed to just guarding their shot stone here for the
Yeah,
rest of the end.
absolutely. I'd say they're pretty well covered there. Lots of staggered rocks.
Хорошо. Чуть-чуть совсем.
Нет.
4.
Ничего.
5.
Нельзя.
4.
Много линий. Нельзя.
5.
Пошел валить.
4.
Пуля. Сив. Давай. Сив. Еще. Давай. Еще.
Хорошо.
Looking for the slash on the 2 yellows here. It'd be real good to make this one.
Yep.
Gotta make sure not to overcurl and run the yellow straight back onto the red, which I think is going to happen. Gets a bit fortunate though. Doesn't just pick off the red one clean, at least gets rid of the Russian shot rock, but yeah, I don't. It's not a great result.
No.
Opens the 4-foot area a little bit
I
though.
was gonna say, but
Кидай.
then again, it also doesn't with all the cards in play.
Yeah.
0.
So
And
Stay.
the only red stone in
Если
the
будет
house
валить, посмотрю ролл.
will surely be removed shortly. But if Russia can't make a roll here,
Нет.
might leave the same roll back for Scotland.
Клир можно.
Есть стей.
And they will not. So either, I'm guessing the draw is available as well.
yeah.
Like 3.
На камень не играет там. Стоит.
really wide on this draw.
Mm-hmm.
Never close of getting this buried, and flying for third shot, I think.
Wasn't that wide.
Можем завести. Жена, если я толкну красный, а не завезу.
А что ты предлагаешь тебе? Да.
Поставить гард.
I think
Пусть пробует в эту дырку привести. Она повезет дырку, я поставлю гард. И все.
Sounds like
Давай
Naomi
поставим
is
здесь гард.
perhaps
Если она
struggling a
повезет
bit
дырку,
with
но это
her feel,
Я
thinking the last one was
тоже
all
думаю,
there.
Вот так.
Her sweeper's disagreeing out of her hand though. So
Если я развожу гарды,
could have heard a comment maybe suggesting that's a little bit sensitive.
нам надо...
yeah,
Мне эта
And you
дырка тоже
throw,
не нравится.
maybe
А?
Мне эта
throw
дырка
it a
тоже
touch
не нравится.
wide and
Дырка нет, давайте
doesn't come back.
Forgiving.
поставим гард
Yeah.
сюда.
Yeah.
У нас два лучше.
А если мы сыграем стей, она будет она же вести?
А если я не стей сыграю?
which would make sense because we wouldn't see
Если
maybe
я сделаю
Naomi
она еще раз повезет туда.
missing the broom by 2.5 feet.
no, absolutely not.
Там
So-
полкамня наша торчит, пусть она в дырку везет.
Yeah, it
Повезет
came
дырку,
nowhere
мы
near to
поставим
that
гард.
guard, so
Плюс один. Давай. Мне кажется, да. А
something
ты что
happened along the way.
предлагаешь? Ты что предлагаешь, Жень?
Team Russia taking their time on this one,
Ты что хочешь? Я у тебя спрашиваю.
Я стей хочу,
thinking
поэтому
if
я...
we hit the red one, we can't hit the
что убрать
inside and
ставим
roll because we'll
Right.
jam on the yellow.
Но
But if we
если
hit the
клин,
nose,
Она уже
если
we're just
клин,
leaving that same draw for Scotland to come around.
дро лучше.
Yeah.
Да.
But
Ты
also
просто
draw
потом- вы потом
themselves
не знаете,
to
что
line
она
I think
three.
they
Она
need to
может
draw
просто
themselves.
сыграть, и
I
нам-
think so too.
They're
Мне
lying
тоже
two
кажется,
right
поставить
now,
гард,
and
пусть она
if
сама
they
в эту
can get
дырку
one in
попробует
their
пройти.
just top 8,
А если она будет ролл играть?
block off their draw path,
Она может тебе ролл сыграть.
I think
Оль,
that's the
потом.
call for
Так мы
Russia right
поставим
now.
так гард, что она сделает?
Now we see the time clocks. So far, no panic for Russia at 6.5
Ну, давайте посмотрим, что
minutes
будет.
to play
А вот ты что хочешь? Ты
Я
скип.
сказала, я
two
стей
more
хочу.
rocks and
Мне
the
кажется, стей,
10-10.
если я клир
Should be
делаю,
okay,
это
but
ничего.
they have used their timeout.
Давай гард привезем.
Я не знаю, давай смотреть, что будет.
Are they looking to actually throw the guard?
I think so.
That could be an option.
Но еще вот здесь ей потом привезти можно.
I still like coming top
Или
8.
стей,
If you're
не
late, it's
знаю.
okay.
Yep.
Потому что
Although,
стей
throw the
хрен
guard
знает,
here.
что идет. Или
What's Scotland left with? They might be tapping
Wrong.
the wide one,
Yep.
and with that, maybe opening up the yellow stone on the
Давай
wing as
стей,
well.
Жень! Стей!
No, I think they're playing the hit
Вы
on the
меня
red.
оставили, да, нормально?
Okay.
She can,
А
in
как ты меня
fact,
первый сюда кидала?
she can afford to roll a little bit.
Этот? Вот второй, значит, плохой камень.
Looking
Maybe,
looking at it from the hack angle, you know, you don't have to roll very far to block off the draw.
No. Maybe she was thinking that that's an easier tap for her.
Yeah.
If she leaves it, if her draw or her guard maybe over curls.
This is surely the way to guarantee yourself you're not giving up more than 2.
Yep.
Семерка.
Getting rid of the only red stone in the house. Gina Aiken's down to
So it's equally straight
her last
forward.
2 reds, and
Right there.
she's
I'll
going to have
give
to
you
score with both of them.
that. Right. But then, where
That'll
was
be
it? Remember the last time? I think there. Remember the last time we came to here and it was, I think we need a little more.
Okay, just a touch more, not that much.
I think there.
There.
Just play this draw, but Naomi Brown felt a bit thrown off.
Destroying.
Yeah, not too sure about the ice out there.
It's a little up, we can always come in off there with yellow there.
Gina Aiken just saying that can always redirect off that stone just thrown by Team Russia.
Yeah, so if it does hang out like Naomi's did, then hopefully they can get a little redirect there.
Gina Aiken a little more solid on the takeouts than the draws, but
Whoa, 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 whoa! Movina, right off it! Whoa!
also getting a little extra penalised as a fourth. You come up 2 inches short and you get a 0, like she did early in the game.
Nothing doesn't sound good.
Rachel!
Yeah, it's just not moving here now. They're having a hard time figuring out where to put the broom, and Now Russia line 3. Wheels starting to come off for Scotland.
Now I think we'll see a guard for sure.
Теперь точно гард. Нам надо прикрыть красный.
Yeah, and then
Long tap.
yeah, that's that might just be the only
Yeah.
shot for Gina Aiken. Tap one of these guards up.
Not an easy shot, but
Might have the hit and roll off the wild winger.
good.
Firstly, Vasilyeva needs to put up the guard. Super's backing off it. This is going to be all the way down onto the red.
Yeah, looks a little hot. But she will freeze to the corner of it, the right corner. Not leaving the angles for Scotland on that tight red.
I think you can, yeah.
Хорошо, что перевалил, потому что это сейчас копнутка какая-то.
I don't know what the easiest shot is here. You could maybe make a play on
I
that
think
yellow
it's a
just
lot
thrown.
harder.
The red will come off the
But then again,
stone on the top of the 12 and spin in, or you can
what you like? That tap.
play a hit and roll off the
Which one?
really wide one. That seems all
one.
risky though, out in the roughs.
What
Yeah.
does?
The one all the way to the left seems a little.
Anywhere from here.
Yeah.
I can't imagine them knowing where to put the
Even
broom for
straight
that
Yeah.
shot.
you'd get
And
that.
especially if they're kind of
Yeah.
questioning that side and maybe if it's straightening
Just
up or
Back 4 weight then.
Yeah, so like,
not
probably,
sure what's going
yeah,
on,
back
then
four.
maybe it's best
Yeah.
to stay away from it.
A little less. Maybe even a little less again.
Here?
Remember, we can sweep it back.
Yeah.
We saw Vasilyeva try pretty much the same tap up in end number 4.
Keep letting us know what the weight's like.
Couldn't quite pull it off. It was even a bit longer, I think. Now, this is a really tough shot, but
Yeah.
it's going to have to be made if Scotland are going to stay in the game. Remembering that Russia is lying 3 at the moment. A complete miss will surely be
Clean, clean.
the first loss on the board for Team Scotland. And this one hanging out there.
Yep. Whoa. Just need this one. Yep.
Are we going around it perhaps? No. And that's a super shot, I think. That's going to stop in time.
Wow.
Wow.
What a great shot.
That was
One red. Thank you.
wow.
Great shot.
Great shot. I didn't think they were close.
Yeah.
Just listening into their
That was the-
communication.
Yeah.
But they were so easily on it that day.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
all just calm and collected.
Yeah. 3 then 1, yeah.
What we're doing,
I
just do
think
one, can I do one first?
do 1 then 4 again.
Yeah, great.
So
Because
one
it was
for
4,
Scotland
if you go short with your
after a
second,
very
it's like
interesting
right.
ninth
Yeah,
end.
that's fine.
Okay.
But still trailing by 1. Scotland, sorry, Russia, with a 6 shots to 5 lead with hammer.
Нельзя, нельзя.
But we've mentioned it once or maybe twice.
Я потом сказала, нет, да, нет.
Scotland knows how to steal. They have done this week.
Yes,
The
they have.
most stealing team so far.
They've got a uphill battle though with needing to steal in 10 and possibly steal in the extra if they don't steal more than 1. Scotland needing 2 to win this game.
It's gonna be 3. Go on height. Height. Go, go, go height. Right up, go, go, go height.
Both teams around the 5-minute mark for time for this last end,
Naomi.
or second last end, depending on how things turn out.
Может побольше.
Не, оставь.
Taking a look at my stats.
Whoa.
slightly outdated stats, but
Да, девочки, да. Да, 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 да,
that's,
да,
that'll
да,
probably
да,
be the same for this year.
да, 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 в твою сторону.
Just going to take the soft bail first, which is going to come up a bit heavy and punch the red one through, I think. Going to hit the black foam and it's going to be replaced. You're allowed to move these guards, of course, but you can't remove them from play. So if it touches the black foam, you put it back. Now stats. Over the course of
I quite like 3.
the Vancouver Olympic period, meaning from 06 till
Like this
2010,
Okay.
with the Women's Olympic Tour and Playdown Games. A total of a good 867 games taken into consideration. If you're up 1 with hammer in the last 10, you're winning 88.5% of the time. So it's a huge advantage, Russia. But
Yes.
4, 3, 4.
We shall see.
but the stats saying that Scotland's good at stealing is
Swing it, yep.
kind of standing against that stat.
Yep.
Really nice. Уль, давай еще тик.
Not in.
Rowena.
That's really tight to the rings,
Yeah.
I'd say. Getting the maximum separation on the guards. Russia gonna try the tick shot again.
Да, девочки. Да, да, да.
Tick shot, soft peel,
Да, да, да.
same deal.
Да, 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 да. Свип, свип. Да, 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 да. Давай,
Looking pretty close.
вытирай.
Oh, that's a great shot.
Great shot.
But
So just as Sander said, since the rock was not removed from play, the red rock that is, that means the play stands. Rock does not need to be replaced.
I know you're probably going to see Scotland throw up the long guard, keep some separation, and Russia's going to probably peel it off, and we'll probably see this happen a few times unless someone makes a mistake.
Swing it. Hide.
And
Hide.
a bit later on, Scotland's going to have to come around the tight centre.
Right up, right up. Go, go, go. All the way, go, go, go. Hide, hide. Good, Rena. In there.
And now Russia's thinking, well, we might as well take off the tight centre guard, not the
Yeah.
long one. But I wouldn't be too concerned if I was Scotland. That guard's almost too tight to come around.
The other one's a little too long to bury, though.
The thing is, if they take this one off, Scotland can just come around, place another guard in behind the long one,
Yep.
forcing Russia
That's
to
true.
take off the
The
top
top
one,
one.
and then maybe leaving Scotland a guard that allows them a little bit more room to play the draw later on.
Yep, that is correct.
So I think that works out okay for Scotland. Might want to just show them quarter of a rock just to tempt the Russians into making a peel on the tightest guard.
Hoping for a tick, perhaps. The dreaded peel tick.
You told me you were an expert on those.
I am.
But
I shouldn't be proud about that, though.
as long as you take them far enough over. So this guard doesn't really bury,
No.
and Russia's gonna.
Дальний еще раз.
Oh, that was it seemed like a bit of an audacious call from the skip to play the slash double. I think
Yeah.
just take off the best guard,
Yep, I think so too.
and her teammates have told her that. So that's what's going to happen next.
Хорошо. Есть.
Lots of weight.
Молодец.
Nice weapon.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder why she called the double peel,
Yeah.
knowing she has a player of that
Who's
caliber.
able to throw the high hard ones.
I think Scotland needs to tighten up the ice a little bit. Try and come around the top guard, as you were talking about. Just forcing Russia to peel the long one instead. Leaving the best guard for Scotland to come around.
Quite a lot on it.
Ruinas.
Quite a lot on it. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Where?
Whoa.
We're calling 4, I think, which would be the top of the 12 foot. Just gonna hope for this one to settle down.
That's good.
Just enough. Pulls
There
up
you
in
go.
time. But still not quite buried. I'm not quite sure if the Scottish girls are calling the guard in behind the other one, or if they're just calling the straight guard. I think she was pointing at crossing the center line.
Okay. Do you want less? Doesn't matter. I'll give it a little less. Line's really good, right only.
Nice. 3.
Clear.
3.
Hard.
Go on high.
Hard.
Go high.
Hard. It's
Nice,
good. Go,
nice,
go, go.
go on. High.
Hard.
Right up.
Right to 3. Right to 3. Go, 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 go. Hard.
Right up to here. Go. Hard. Hard. That's good.
Yeah, still fairly in the open though.
That's it.
I don't feel like they're listening to me.
Yeah.
It's making it all too easy for Russia at the moment.
That's all.
And now they're left with drawing around a fairly long guard instead of
That's all right. Just as long as it's
a good
behind.
tight one.
Yep.
There's the time clock. 2 minutes 40 seconds to play 2 rocks. That should be plenty of time for Gina Aiken
Coming round.
in a pretty straightforward end.
It's okay.
You even have a timeout left. Not bringing on her father, David Aiken, so far in the game. And unless we see an extra round, I don't think we will.
I think like 5. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that looks really big.
Rachel,
No.
you really need to swing it.
No, 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 no. No, no, no.
Rachel. Yep.
Swing it now.
Yep.
Can you swing it?
Yep.
Swing
Yep.
it. Yep.
Hard.
Oh, then. No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Swing it.
Hard.
Hard. Hard.
That's fine,
Go,
yeah.
go, hard.
Wow. Looked like it really came down.
Sorry.
Там повезет под мой камень.
Либо клин, либо ролл. Вот так надо сделать.
Now Russia thinking, well,
На 0.
it'd be nice to have a saver. Meaning if they hit and roll to the wing here, and Gina doesn't quite come around the guard, they can just peel it off for the win.
Yeah.
Да, ну,
Well, if I think twice about that, they don't really need a saver. Being one up.
Yep.
So I guess just getting rid of the red is enough. If it were a tie score, it would be a nice start.
Нормально.
But
Воу!
Син, Син.
Воу, 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 воу. Клир, девять, клир есть.
that's good.
So
Да, хорошо было, он отвалил, просто
Again.
минус ушел.
Gina will try again.
Less
Nice.
ice this time.
Yeah. Nice that she just threw it though, so she has a good feel on what she needs to change from her last throw.
сегодня.
Yep, less ice. Take it back to the
Ну,
bird.
я сейчас нормально кидала.
So even though it's a pretty long guard, I think if she gets this one buried at the top of the 4, it'll probably force Russia to play the draw. So if you ever peek out in the open a wee bit, you might see Russia just play a heavy draw down onto it.
Whoa, if you can. Whoa, if you can.
Line looks a bit better than it did
Yep,
last
swing
shot.
it now. Yep. Hard, you can missed that. Go, 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 go. Hard, go, go, go. Hard, keep
This is a really good draw by Gina Aiken. Just nibbles the
shot.
forfeit. Fully buried. If anything, it's over buried. And no hesitation
No.
from Juliana
Надо полностью 4
Васильева.
хода.
He just needs
Да, ну
half
я
of the
покидала,
forfeit
чуть посильнее сделала.
to take the win.
Давай чуть-чуть еще поменьше на всякий случай. Ну, если будем тереть, чтобы... Ну, прямой стойте. Да. Давай, попиши вот сюда.
Looking to keep the playoff hopes
Не давай
alive.
вообще.
4 фута.
At 1 win, 3 losses so far. Last stone of the 10th end to
Whoa.
clinch the win against undefeated Scotland.
Тилайн, 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 Тилайн.
Sweepers look fairly in control here.
Тим! Да, 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 да,
Or
да.
have they left it?
Да, да, да.
No, that's going to slip into the forfeit. Super draw by
Really
Vasilyeva.
nice shot.
And they played a really good game.
Thank you.
Such a big win for Russia.
Thank you.
And Scotland's going to drop their first game, which means Canada will be sitting on top alone, undefeated with 5 wins. There is the scoreline. At 3 in the 6th end for Russia, really popping out. Scotland not quite being able to pull off a steal in the latter stages of the game. We'll have some highlights from this very exciting and close matchup. We might get a few words, perhaps, with Coach Anders Kraut of Team Russia. Yet to be confirmed. We'll let you know. Looking elsewhere in the Tonti Raba Ice Hall today, USA beat the Czech Republic 9 shots to 3. Sweden beat Korea 7 shots to 4. Canada outplaying England 6 shots to 2, and we'll have another final score here. It's Switzerland winning 6 shots to 4 over Estonia. A pretty tight game. Later on, we'll have Canada play Sweden in the men's draw. 7 o'clock local time here in Estonia. That's Eastern European time. And we're gonna have a look at the highlights. First end is blanked in the second. Scotland lying 3. Vasilyeva, fourth player for Russia, calmly drawing the forfeit for 1.
Давайте. Ну, в счет нам взяли.
Scotland trying to score a couple with hammer, but being faced the same situation. Out-turn draw for Gina Aiken as she finds the forfeit as well. And it's all tied up after 3 ends.
Yeah.
In the 4th end, Team Russia struggling with scoring a deuce.
Нет,
Gets a chance here though with a long tap, but doesn't quite come off for them.
One.
Another single on the scoreboard.
То ж нельзя было уже ждать, мы уже кричали.
Тут четко надо, чтобы сделать тэп.
Still missing a deuce in the game. Gina Aiken with a great chance here. Lying one, drawing for two. Keeper's working this one really hard to get it down onto the forfeit, but doesn't quite make it. Few inches short, and it's a tied ball game after 5. In the sixth end, Russia on a roll. Vasilyeva with a big shot to score 3. No problem, and a huge 3-point lead for Russia after 6. Gina Aiken looking to play an intern tap on the yellow rock to score 2. Look good all the way. Just going to nudge it over. Score 2. Claws back to tighten up the scoreline at 4-5. Russia with hammer in the 8th end. Drawing against one. Vasilyeva again with a perfect draw weight, finding the edge of the forfeit for one important point as they take a 2-point lead coming into the 9th end. Just a heap of stones everywhere. Scotland in trouble, facing 3 Russian stones. Gina Aiken making a beautiful tap up on a long guard to score the 1 and keep hopes alive as they enter the 10.
Yeah, we just didn't see them going all out mad for the guards.
Yeah.
In the 10th end, Gina Aiken made a really nice draw around the half-centre guard. But Vasilyeva again with really nice draw weight, finding the forefoot to win the game for Russia. Quite the important win. So we're going to have a few words with the second player, Katarina Kuzmina, not Anders Kraup.
Congratulations on today. How do you guys feel after such a key win?
Thank you. I feel good now. Maybe because it's the second our win after 3 losings. I think it's good.
And what did you do to prepare for today's game?
Just sleep well. Today is not the early game. I think we have a good sleep.
Good. Well, good luck the rest of the way, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. See you.
We might have been able
There
to
we have it, curling fans. A good sleep is all you need to win curling games. Later on tonight, as mentioned, 7 o'clock local time, we'll have Canada playing Sweden in the men's draw. That's going to be quite the exciting matchup, so I hope you'll tune in for it. But for now, thank you here in World Curling TV. See you again later.